A very beautiful and wonderful morning from whenever you're watching and listening to Celeb Corner KE from. Now, the President of the Republic of Kenya, President William Ruto, is on the edge after the recent happenings in the country. Now, when I say the recent happenings in the country, we have been having the case of President William Ruto going ahead to cancel the Adan deal due to the involvement of the United States in Adani's case after Adani was indicted in the United States. Now, apart from that, remember this week also news came in that on Sunday during the launch of Mother Karua's book Against the Tides, Ugandan opposition leader Kizza Besigye was claimed to have been abducted in the country, where he was secretly moved to Uganda and then made to appear before a court in Uganda, where he was charged with different charges, most of them criminal charges, treason charges, where he was said to have been planning an attack on Ugandan military bases. Not only that, it was also claimed that he was caught with a gun in Kenya. Now the question is, him holding a weapon in Kenya, is that something that the Ugandan authorities should be worried about, or that should be a case that the Kenyan authorities should be involved in, and that should be the worry of the Kenyan government? Now, the United States of America is currently pressuring the President of the Republic of Kenya, President William Ruto, to give them answers in regards to the abduction of Kizza Besigye. The United States has asked the Kenyan government for answers regarding the abduction of Ugandan's opposition leader, Kizza Besigye, in Nairobi. In a statement on Thursday, the U.S. Department of State Bureau of African Affairs emphasized the need for clarity on the incident. And I quote them, "We are closely monitoring reports on the abduction and forced transfer of political figures Kizza Besigye and Obed Lutale from Kenya to Uganda. It is important that the circumstances are clarified with transparency and full legal protection," the statement said. Now, I tell you, this is a clear indication that President William Ruto is treading on a wrong path. Remember, the recently resigned ambassador of the United States in Kenya, Meg Whiteman, was the woman that really gave Ruto the confidence to do whatever he wished to do in the country and even outside the country, because the United States of America embassy in Kenya never questioned anything that happened in Ruto's government. But right now it seems that the new administration that is getting in under Donald Trump is a no-nonsense administration. And under this administration, President William Ruto, together with his cronies who are currently working with the DCI and the National Intelligence Service, are supposed to be answerable on their crimes and also on the incidences that they carry out in Kenya. Remember, President William Ruto needs the United States more than ever. At these crucial times when the economy of the Republic of Kenya is crumbling down, he cannot afford to offend the United States of America. And I remind you that the United States of America is not also in good terms or in good communication terms with the Ugandan government. This is after this year, a few months, 1 or 2 months ago, the son to the president of Uganda, President Yoweri Museveni's son, Kainerugaba Museveni, went ahead to give a warning to the United States of America embassy in Uganda, where he claimed if they won't stop being involved in Ugandan diplomatic matters, then he will have to close down the embassy of the United States in Uganda, which is something that really angered the United States at large and the State Department of America. Now, they have realized that now President William Ruto is conniving with Uganda. Now, this really cuts the benefit that Kenya gets from the United States of America. Remember, this is not the Biden administration. The Biden administration only cared about war. But the Trump's administration that is coming in is an administration that the people all over the world believe will transform their lives, because now money can be back into people's pocket like it was during the first term of President Donald Trump. Now, what the United States is trying to send out here, or the clear message that they're trying to communicate to President William Ruto, is that, you know what? It's about time you start answering to your crimes, man. You have been protected by the United States for so long. They have turned a blind eye on you for a very long time now. It's about time you give us the real details, because you can't tell me that an opposition leader is kidnapped in your country without your intelligence or without your knowledge, and then moved out of your country to his homeland without you signing in on that. Now, the question is, what crime did this man commit in Kenya? Because the law in the Republic of Kenya states that even if a foreigner commits a crime, if a foreigner commits a crime in your country, then that is when he can be arrested, and then he can now be uh, moved to his country on the right channels that the legal that the legal state that the constitution states. But that did not happen. It was a secret abduction and then being transferred from Kenya to Uganda. And these might have been sanctioned by the president, because you know that President William Ruto and President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni of Uganda have a very concrete relationship. Now, this statement followed criticism from Idaho Senator James Rich, who raised concerns about the incident on Wednesday, November 20th. Speaking as a senior member of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, Rich described the abduction as troubling. He questioned why US allies would allow actions that go against international human rights standards and the rule of law. Uganda's abduction of an opposition leader in Kenya raises serious questions about the key US partners violating international norms, including sovereignty, respect for human rights, and the rule of law. Research statement read in part. Also, speaking about that, let's diverge into the matter of abduction of foreign opposition leaders in Kenya. It has become a norm, because it's less than 2 months ago that uh, Turkish foreigners were abducted in Kenya and secretly moved to Turkey. Now, this also violates the norms, because you know somebody has come into your country to seek refuge. Mostly, some of them are escaping because their government has turned rogue and want to kill them. So they escape to seek refuge in your country. Tell me how you sanction their abduction, or you sanction their arrest, and then secretly sign on them being moved back to their country. Yet these people have not violated any laws in your country, and their crimes in their country is to go ahead and voice their opinions against the ruling government. That is what has been happening. So this tells you that President William Ruto is not a man of democracy. Yet the Western, or let me say the United States of America, works on democracy. And that is why the opposition and the ruling are always in agreement when it comes to other things, like how campaigns are conducted, like how people should be treated. They are always in agreement. But come to African countries, when opposition proves beyond reasonable doubt that they have uh, intel, or they have the power and the resources to go against the ruling government, the government finds a way to tear them down. That is what has been happening in Kenya right now. And that is something that I really am happy, because I know the incoming government, or the incoming administration of the United States of America, is not going to sign in on the total nonsensical things that have been happening under President Joe Biden's regime. It's about time Ruto and his cronies This is the music. Yes, that is one of the many stories that are trending in the country right now. Leave your comments on the comment section. I'm also hearing that now the CIA and the FBI are investigating this matter, which now puts the Kenyan DCI on the map kwa sababu they should also be answerable, because according to what we know, our DCI is the most resourceful in Africa. So you can't tell me that they did not know about these happenings. For now, leave your comment on the comment section. See you in our next video.